Hey guys, here's another update video for you. I've been doing a little tinkering since the last video that I posted, so I thought I'd give you guys a little update. Pay no attention to all my paint cans. It's just old paint that I'm letting dry out before I take it to the recycling center. But if you see my previous videos, you've seen the data connection. So right inside there is the BMS from this Tesla battery pack, and those it's going to be wrapped and once it's done and cleaned up, but that goes to a weatherproof plug right here, and that was just a plug that I picked up on Amazon, and obviously that's going to meet right at the trailer hitch area on my car. This is going to be there coming out of my car, and it's going to go inside the car to power, which is right there, and the OBD2 was a female plug there. And then from there, I just picked up a new dongle that I'm going to be able to connect wirelessly to my MacBook Pro. So that's the next process. But since you've seen this pack last, I have the power connections and the Anderson connector here. It's pretty big cable. It's actually heavy. It's 2-aught cable. It was only, I think, 40 cents or 50 cents more per foot than the 1-aught, and I just said, why not? At this point, the run gets pretty long because it starts at the front of my car, and I use 2-gauge inside the car all the way to the back, which I'll show you again, and then it makes this connection here and goes to 2-aught. And eventually, I want to be able to use this as a home energy storage item as well, so that's why I figured 2-aught would be plenty safe. Alright, so then I'll go out to the car and show you what I have going on out there. Alright, so since you saw it last, I put Flex Loom over the orange wires here, but I really like this setup so far. This little cap has stayed in there really nice, and I did make another video on this, so you can check that out. There was no weatherproofing option for this Anderson plug. They have them for the SB line, but this is the SBX line, and there's going to be, you can kind of see right there in the middle, there's going to be pass-through wires going through there. There's a connector that I have that will go in there. I'm going to use that for the contactor connection, just like a safety interlock loop. I'll explain in a second, but yeah, so there it is, and it works really well. Then I just take it, slide it right in there, and we have some crappy roads here in Ithaca, and that's stayed in place. It's been great, so I think that's going to work well. Pretty good solution. So then back here, I showed you in a previous video how this goes up underneath the car through here. I made a little fiberglass enclosure, and I have that cut out and goes up here, and this goes to the contactors, which I have a manual switch up front that I'll show you, and I can manually turn these on and off. There's also a little inertia switch right here for safety, just another level, something to protect in case of an accident. It'll automatically turn off those contactors, and obviously not clean. It's not tidy up or anything because it's still work in progress. But I have power and ground right here, and I have various things connected to that already. And then there's a 8-gauge wire that goes up to the battery up the front. All right, so then I want to show you the switch. I picked up the switch off a seller on eBay, and you'll be able to hear it when I stop talking, but you're going to hear the contactors close. So I have that, so I can turn it on manually. And one of the other projects I have that I'm currently working towards, in addition to the range extending trailer, is to add a battery pack here. And the plan is to use an Orion BMS. And what I'm thinking for that, this is getting off topic a little bit, but this is power going to that switch. So it goes up to the switch, goes through the switch, comes down here, and goes into this. The ground from the contactors goes through this, then to ground. But what I'm thinking about doing is once the Orion BMS is in, I'm going to use power out, the contactor power out on the Orion BMS to go take this out, and it would go into this, and then it would send power to the switch. And that way, that switch up front is my safety disconnect, that if I ever get worried about something or anything at all, I can just tap that quickly and close these contactors so that no power is going to be coming to the car from the battery pack that will eventually be here and the battery trailer. So what I was talking before about the interconnect, the interconnect. So in here, let me see if I can find the plugs real quick. So it has these, I think they're called power poles, that go right in between there. And I also want to incorporate those so that those contactors in there won't close until this is connected to the trailer. So once those Anderson connectors are connected, it'll close a loop and then allow power. So basically I could just wire them in series with the power here. So power comes down through one side of the connector, out the other side of the connector, just loop it right back through, and then go back up into series with the power there. So that's what I'm thinking of doing there. Just another level. So as it is right now, I mean, when I hit that button, it's sending power to the connector down here, and it's okay for now, but I mean, I definitely want to make that better so that it doesn't actually send power down here until it's connected to the trailer. I think that's about it. Finally getting some half or decent weather here in Ithaca. It's April 26th. The last few days have been awesome. I don't know if any of you guys care, but we actually had some 60 and 70 degree days. Now we got rain for a few days, but finally snow is gone. Hopefully for good. Well, and for at least 6 months until it comes back. I think that's about it though. Hope you enjoyed the video.